Welcome to What's Your Story Africa podcast. My name is Catherine Mwangi. Thank you for making time this week for yet another inspiring conversation. This time a first for this podcast because it's on sports. Hence why I'm on polka dot, but they want me not to say it because it ni kuangusha sports. If you're not from Africa or Kenya and you do not know what that means, just use ChatGPT to translate. But I am honored today to have a young man who quite literally left it all in Geneva, Switzerland, to come back home here in Kenya to start or found the Football Foundation of Africa and the Africa Football Business Summit. His name is Brian Wesaala, and he has worked for all of these global institutions. But like I like to say, it is his story to tell. You are most welcome, Mr. Brian Wesaala.
Thank you very much, Catherine.
You removed that hot cap that you had. Where is it?
I didn't think it would be appropriate for the
the girls will be. So bring that cap here. We want to do a vote. I thought you'd be that. You looked very good in it. Just try and see. If the cameraman says no, we'll know they're hating. Don't you see? He looks good, eh? No, the man is hating.
What do you think?
Isn't it? Yeah. Something is doing to your look. Are you comfortable with it or without?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I usually wear hat.
I like
but on set, I didn't think it would be appropriate.
No, I just thought, wait a minute, there's something different with your look. No, but okay. This is good. This is good. Okay, perfect. Cool. So now that your whole ensemble is in perfect harmony, let us start first with which institutions were you serving in whilst in Geneva, Switzerland? I want us to build your professional life there before coming back to your why.
So I first worked for the World Scout Bureau. Mm-hmm. That's the secretariat for the Scout movement. I'm sure you know about the Scouts.
Yes.
So that's the organization actually that moved me from Kenya. I used to work for the Africa regional office here. Mm-hmm. They moved me to Geneva on an internship program. Mm-hmm. I worked with them there for 2 years. And then I moved to the UN now. So that's the UN office in Geneva, the secretariat, equivalent to what we have here in Nairobi.
Gigiri.
In Gigiri. Uh-huh. And then apart from that, I've been to a couple of other organizations, including the World Meteorological Organization, where I did a short stint as well. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the three main organizations that I worked with while I was in Geneva.
Yeah. What was your specialty?
IT.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trained in IT, computer science, University of Nairobi. That's where I graduated from in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can hack systems.
I don't think I can hack. I can hack systems because you see that's why I'm back in football, because at some point I realized I can't really do much in this IT space. I can add value somewhere else. So I used to be a systems administrator, second level support. So a lot of server management and right. Handling users and this kind of thing.
Yeah. How many years were you out there?
Almost 10.
Wow.
So I left in July 2009. Mm-hmm. I came back to Kenya in March 2019. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just it was almost 4 months to make it 10 years. But
yes, literally 10 years.
Yeah.
And what was this thing that drove you? Kenya kept calling you back. Something kept moving you, compelling you, pulling you. Actually, that's the word I'm looking for. Something kept pulling you back home. What was that?
Probably not the pulling first. Mm-hmm. I think there was the pushing that happened while I was in Geneva, because as much as people glorify, being in Geneva or working in Switzerland with the UN, sometimes we have to speak about the realities that are there.
What are the realities?
So, for example, for my work, when I joined the UN, when I worked for the World Scout Bureau, it was very stable. Like I had 2 years and I was, all set. Mm-hmm. But when I was joining the UN, initially you start on a lot of temporary contracts. Mm-hmm. So they give you like 3 months contract, 6 months contract, and sometimes you'd be out for a month or two. So it's a bit unstable when it comes to your life or your career and how you want to grow.
Right.
So at some point I was like, for how long can I continue like this? Because it was like going forward and coming back again, especially from a career financial perspective. Yeah. So I started to think, I can't do this for the next 20 years of my life. This is not me. Mm-hmm. And I remember actually the exact date, like I really thought seriously about it, when I turned 30. That was in August 3rd, 2014. And I remember I was coming out of a bar in downtown Geneva. By then I was out of contract. And I was just thinking to myself, I was actually walking to the next bar to go and have some more fun. And I was holding a tumbler in hand, and I said, hey, I can't continue my life like this. Like, I have to be more stable, look for growth, look for more purpose. So I said to myself, I'll have a meeting with myself tomorrow morning and decide what I'm going to do with my life going forward.
Right.
I didn't have the meeting that next day. I had it the day after. And then is when I decided, like, I have to leave the UN. Like, I gave myself 5 years maximum to leave the United Nations, or to leave that uncertainty when it comes to career and career growth. And I started to ask myself, like, if I were to leave this, what would I do? Where would I go? And everything came back to football. And it was interesting because at this point also, like, my competitive playing days were coming to an end, because I played competitively here in Kenya, and then when I moved there, I continued to play competitively in the amateur leagues.
Okay.
But then, age, lifestyle catches up, you're turning 30. So there was a part I was also losing. I couldn't play at the level I wanted.
Right.
Also not a big fan, so I was like, what was this football all about? Because for most of my life, I had dedicated myself to playing football.
Yeah.
And now I was losing it. So with these thoughts around career, everything came back to football. So I was asking myself, okay, now what do I do with football?
Yeah.
And for me, it was just to first try to understand what is football. And I started to buy books around football and just reading through. And coincidentally, around this time also, I came across an online course. By then, the MOOCs had become very popular. And there was one specific one that was called Football, More Than Just a Game. So I attended this course for about 4 months online. And for me, it was an eye-opener, because until this point, my interaction with football was as a player and as a fan. But I had never for a moment tried to understand, like, the bigger picture, the politics of it, the economics of it, the social, cultural aspects of football. So this was very, very, very intriguing for me.
Yeah.
And this was like my callback, like, Africa, we don't know football. We don't know what football can do for society.
Yes.
So that was my callback into the football space. And I started to write, to blog about football and my experiences, because even while playing in Geneva, there's certain things that I was witnessing, but not very conscious of what is happening. It's only now that I borrow back from my experiences and seeing, okay, this was me playing football in Kenya in the amateur ranks. This was me playing in Geneva. How do they compare? What's happening in these ecosystems? So this was really what pulled me back into the football world. Yeah.
So you were playing in Kenya
before
you moved to Switzerland.
Yes.
When you say amateur leagues, what do you mean by that?
So amateur is basically what's not paid.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you can't say for fun. It's just not professional. When you say you're a professional, you get paid. Maybe it's an allowance, it's a salary, but most of the football we have here is amateur. So I played actively for Strathmore University FC. I was actually one of the pioneer members of the Strathmore University team, and also among the few students that actually played with the team until we played to the second level here in Kenya. So that we used to call it the Nationwide League then. Now it's called the National Super League. So that's amateur because we're not being paid.
Right.
Yeah. So training Monday to Friday, going for matches over the weekend. Sometimes it was long events throughout the weekend. Sometimes it was traveling to other parts of the countries to play in the leagues. But that was it. There was never pay.
Yeah. And
at some point I wanted to change that as a student, because allow me to go into that story.
Sure. Yes.
Because as a student, I felt I was probably a bit privileged because at some point we incorporated players from the neighboring estates, and others were coming from very far to play for Strathmore because we were being treated well, even if we were not being paid. But now I realize some of the players were really having challenges in terms of, fares coming for training and this kind of thing. They're not being paid. So I approached the administration then and told them we need to set up a semi-professional outfit because we have a strong brand. Right. We have a good team that is progressing through the ranks. Why not make these semi-professional, and we can start looking for sponsors to work on the team. Yeah. And a lot of this was informed also by my time even before that as a student at Strathmore. During the breaks, I would spend a lot of times in the lab. And I wasn't looking, I studied accounting there, by the way, that's the other part. Okay. I wasn't looking at schoolwork. For me, I would go to look at football websites, all through it was reading news, we talk about Arsenal when we were starting, ESPN was big then. And I was like, how come Kenya we don't have these things? So this is what I went to the administration with, but it didn't work then. So we remained amateur, and I think it still remains amateur until to date. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You played for how many years?
Strathmore, I joined in 2003 officially. That's when I went in to do my accounting, and then I left in 2000 when I went abroad. 2009. So during that time is when I played for Strathmore University FC. I say officially because I played for Strathmore even before I joined them. Yes. Yeah. When we were at Upper Hill School, they were training in our school because they did not have a pitch. Yes. And sometimes we would play against them as students of Upper Hill. I was in the school team. Would play against Strathmore University, and now they would pick those who are good amongst us, and we would play for them when we were playing for against other teams. Okay. So that's why I played for Strathmore even before I joined Strathmore, so from around 2002, 2001. Yeah.
What was it like adjusting in a new country? In this case, Geneva, of course, there's the initial excitement. You've gone abroad. You're so fortunate, blessed, lucky. Everybody's celebrating that you have gone for an internship there. First of all, who even gets internships abroad? In my case, I would say, wow. But, and then you land there, and of course, you're obviously, I'm assuming, happy. Or what was your experience when you landed? What were the culture shocks for you?
I think I was very excited to move to Geneva. Yeah. And this was my first time out, getting out of Kenya. I'd never been out of Kenya before. Before that, at that point. So I was very excited, and I had high expectations of what Switzerland is, because until that point my impression of Switzerland and the UN was what we see on the news, when the flags are there, and then of course they show the good streets. Bel Air, I came to learn about it later. But I'll be honest, when I landed in Geneva the first time, I quickly readjusted my mindset.
Why?
Yeah, because I looked outside. I was being on the tram to the office, and I looked outside and I saw old buildings, so there's places that look like this in Europe. For me, I was expecting everything white. Even when they told me we're going to pay for your studio. Yeah. For me, my idea was studio was what I was seeing on TV with cribs, how do blinders, raising them and all that. So I was like, hey, but when I got to my studio, it was good. It was a bed sitter, but it was good, but it was not what I expected. Yeah. So for me, my mindset quickly shifted. Yes. It's not all this. So you have to be, lower your expectations a bit, and see how you're going to take advantage of this opportunity to build yourself. Because remember, then I had been taken there actually on a strictly 18 months contract. So how do I maximize my time here in case I'm to go back to Kenya, or if I'm to stay here in Geneva. Yeah.
So when the 18 months were over?
Actually, I got an extension and a promotion. Oh. Yeah, because from an intern, I was promoted to project manager. Because one, I was good at what I do, And then I think the previous interns were younger, so I was a bit older. I was coming in at around 25 years of age and with a computer science degree. So there's certain things I did. For example, actually that's what made them to promote me. My supervisor then was struggling to sell a project to the higher management. And we would have these exchanges every now and then. At some point I just told him, I think I can help. I'm going to do a proposal, and then we're going to present now to the senior management and see what they say. So that's what I did. I went off and I did the proposal, and I brought it to my manager. Said, okay, now let's go and present this. And I remember in that boardroom then, like the Secretary General then, Luke Paniso, he comes to Nairobi often for the Scout movement. He said, wow, if I had seen this like 3 years ago, this project would have moved quite fast. So they gave me an extension of 6 months because that's also what my permit allowed.
Okay.
And then for these 6 months, they made me project manager for that project.
Yeah.
And it was touching like their global offices, the 6 regions in which they were present. So I was interacting with all these people at a very young age.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
This episode is in partnership with Novotel Nairobi Westlands.
And then after 5 years of, short contracts, contract expiry, is that the word?
Yeah.
And renewal, you're not sure. That time you left the pub, you were pub hopping. You were bar hopping.
Bar hopping.
You were bar hopping because you were looking for the meaning of life.
Yes.
How old were you?
Then I was 30. Remember, I turned 30.
You were so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Just at 30. You're wondering, I need more with my life, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what happened at that point, but when I turned 30, I was just like, I need to do something more purposeful. Yeah.
And then it didn't happen immediately because they renewed, no, they gave you a long term.
No, see, when I was on contract break, like I was not working.
Yes.
And then this is August. I was waiting for a position to open up. If you're in the UN system, you kind of get used to these terms and how things operate there. So that came in, I think, November, when they called me back.
4 months.
They called me back. See, and this time I'm doing this course on football more than just a game. Then they called me back in November 2014. Yeah, they called me for again a short-term contract, 6 months. But this time the thing is, there was a fixed position attached to these temporary positions. Yes. So the chances of getting a fixed contract were higher. Yeah. So I joined in November 2014, and in June 2015, now I got my first fixed term contract. Like you have now a full 1 year, 1 year contract. Yeah.
But you are still remembering that you'd given yourself 5 years.
5 years. So even when they gave me this 1 year fixed term contract, the first thing I did was to register for a postgraduate program in technology management. Actually, I was thinking it would be a master's in technology management at the Open University. So I said, this is what I'm going to, prepare myself for the next step outside of the UN, whether it's here in Geneva or here in Switzerland, or if I'm to go back home, I need to go back with something that can at least differentiate me from people. So immediately I registered for the master's in technology management. Yeah.
So you're working and studying.
I'm studying at the same time.
Yeah. Were you having any breaks to come back home?
Yes. I used to come. I think I was lucky enough to be able to come back home every year, at least for a week or two. Because initially when I was working for the Scouts, they would kind of pay for that, and and then when I joined the UN, it was good. You could always afford to come back to Kenya to visit.
So pesa ilikuwa mzuri.
Pesa ilikuwa mzuri. Yeah, si mingi sana, but ilikuwa mzuri.
Ilikuwa mzuri for you to come once a year from Switzerland.
Yeah.
So when you'd come for those 1-2 weeks, was it just resting, or what were you doing besides, the usual resting?
For me, it was mainly resting. Yeah, like it was just a break to enjoy. I remember the first time when I came back, having gone in 2009. When I came back in 2010, Actually, it was like a paid holiday because they had the World Scout Jamboree here, the Scout movement here in Nairobi. So they were hosting the world here, and so they paid for me to come back. They said you're going to work for the Jamboree, and then after that you can take your time off.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can say being back in Nairobi for the first time.
Yeah.
And then going forward, I would come mainly for a break. And then from 2016, now I started to organize a tournament. Probably we'll come back to this later. So I would, from then, 2016, 2017, 2018, I'd come to organize a tournament, and then 1 week I'll take time for myself.
Why did you feel the need to, organize for a tournament?
Now this comes back to the story of also something. Now this was like a pull for me to come back home. In 2015 January, I lost a very good friend. His name was Alan Onyango, or Obama was his nickname. We played with Obama at Strathmore University. He was a very good friend, very close friend. But Obama was gunned down in Dar es Salaam in January 2015. Apparently had gone into crime. That's not conclusive, but that's the story. Obama had gone into crime, and he had been gunned down in Dar es Salaam. That was in January. I remember there was even a video of him being gunned down, so I could like really see like that's my friend. That's somebody I used to sit with on the bed. That's somebody I used to walk with home. That's somebody I used to frequent with, Nairobi nightclubs and all these things. And I saw him going down under a hail of bullets, and people cheering that like a criminal had been brought down. So for me, that was a very sad moment in my life. Like I remember watching the video almost like on repeat, like just the whole day, and I'm wondering, so how did this guy get to this point? Because he was a student at Strathmore University, just like me, and he was a talented footballer, probably one of the best we'd ever have in this country. Our coach was Mickey Weche. He used to say this guy is one of the best defenders he'd ever trained. So this somebody used to call him national team material. And then this is what has happened to him. So for me, this was a very, very sad moment in my life.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it was also a reawakening. Even for my career, it was at this point that I said, I can't continue just to be this IT guy in Geneva, and that's for sure. That's for people. That's not me. Like I have to do something. Remember, I had started to write my blog, but it was private.
Yes.
I had started to write about football, but it was a private blog.
Yes, for you.
But when this incident happened, that was like, now you need to change course. You can't continue. So I realized I'm not guaranteed of tomorrow. And if I were to leave, and people didn't know what really my true passion was, or what gifts I had, then I think that would have been a life of regret. So I remember later in that month, in January, I published my first blog article, and I dedicated it to Obama. So it was football, a pest analysis. So I'm bringing my corporate thinking to the football space. Coming to the tournament, now when I was coming home in 2016 January to visit, I called my friends, the ones we had played with at Strathmore. I said, guys, we need to come together, do a small tournament, and I can sponsor, refreshments and this kind of thing, because I'm coming from Geneva. I have a bit of funds with me. I coordinated it with one friend. So we invited, like for us, we were many enough to form two teams as Strathmore was there. That's how we were supposed to call ourselves. And then we played with the current students of Strathmore then, team. And then we invited the team from University of Nairobi. You probably know it as Wazito, but then it was a University of Nairobi team, where now Alan's brother was playing. Yeah, because we had also connected.
Yes.
So we formed a small tournament just as a way of get together. But for me, it was a way of telling my friends, you know what, we don't have to lose another one of us this way. Like, how did this guy get to this point without you guys knowing that he was struggling, he was suffering, had gone all the way to Dar es Salaam, and we are here. So this was what I wanted to communicate to my friends then. And I remember we have pictures, we played, we enjoyed a good meal. But I could observe among those who had played with at Strathmore, especially those who are not students, they were still kind of struggling, you know, because they had dedicated so much of their time to football, trying to make it a profession. But this was not happening. So for me, this is the problem we need to tackle. Like this is an issue here of youth unemployment that is tightly linked to football and how we position the industry. And even when Alan was shot in 2015, I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm only reacting this way because it has happened close. But while we were playing, this was not news for us. We played hearing players from the Eastlands, Madare, Kibera, they were being gunned down or arrested and this kind of thing. So I'm like, this is a systemic issue. It's only just it happened close that now we are realizing, and we don't talk about these things. So for me, I started to really think, like, what is the problem in this football space? Because you rarely hear it in rugby or basketball or these other sports. And my conclusion, which probably needs a bit of research, it's how football is positioned or sold to African youths. Yeah, just before I came into the room, actually, a young man called me. He has been given my number by his uncle, and he's telling me, like, my uncle says you can help me. I want to play football. I want to play professionally. I want to make a living out of football. And from where I sit, I have no direct way of, even assisting this kind of case.
Of course, yeah.
So football is selling a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes to young Africans, training them, molding this very energetic, ambitious guy, but not expanding opportunities for them. So the outcome is what we see. Some end up in crimes and in alcohol. Some are just like, what next in this life? Because when you're 28, 29, 30, you don't have a tertiary education, and your football is not working. What next? What do you do? Of course, you still have enough time to recover, and I've seen some of my friends who had seen them, now they're doing a lot better in life. But how can we address this problem from the core, really? That was the thinking I had when I came and organized this first tournament. Remember, it was just a get-together. Now come 2017, because I went back to Geneva after the 2 weeks. Before I came back in 2017, I'm continuing my blog on the side as I work now for the UN. I say the next tournament, now I'll call it Obama Cup, in honor of my friend, and I'll theme it tackling unemployment through sports. And the idea was to see, how do I use this football platform as a way of empowering young people and connecting them to opportunities, not only in football, but outside as well.
Nulink is a renewable energy products company with 20 years of experience in the renewable energy industry. Nulink designs and builds its own products and also works with partners to build complete solutions. Nulink covers a wide range of products including solar panels, inverters, battery packs, storage cabinets, charging piles, EV chargers, diesel generators, and UPS. Nulink focuses on the R&D and production of new energy products. By providing customers with leading safe and efficient energy storage solutions, Nulink accelerates the process of energy reform and helps more people realize economic and social value. Nulink's mission is to provide sustainable energy for the future through innovative storage solutions. For more details, please contact Chris at nulinkhk.com.
And that means in the corporate space, in business, and all that. So even as I was trying to approach sponsors from Geneva, working with I created a team out of my former teammates, like a project team, say, now we have to plan this out and have a proper tournament, try and get sponsors in. But what I was trying to say is that sponsor is not just about giving us money.
No, it's wider than that.
It's wider than that.
Yeah.
You need to be here. You need to interact with these young men. Then it was just young men. Now it's football expanding
Yes.
to girls and women as well. But yeah, you need to be in this space to interact with these young men, show them what's possible. And this is also borrowing from my own experience. For me, football helped me to connect very quickly in different spaces. You asked how I, getting to Geneva and how I
Yes.
managed. I remember the first meeting I had with my supervisor. I told him, you need to find me a place to play football. And within 2 weeks, he had connected with his friend, and I was taken to a club. And Geneva is French. I was taken to a club with this young guy. I was like, yeah, this guy wants to join the team. Yeah, of course they're speaking in French, he's translating. But when you get to the football, everything flows.
Same language.
Yeah, and football helped me to integrate very fast in Geneva. Other Kenyans were surprised. Hey, how do you know people and you've just arrived in this? I said, that's football. That's the social capital it affords you. And this is what I was now telling people through Obama Cup, tackling unemployment through sports. Football is giving you a network that you can explore for your, long-term value. So how do you leverage it? The thing is, footballers, they're not being taught that. They're not being told that. They're just being told, hey, you play football, you will make it. But they're not being told this football can open big doors for you. It's only footballers and sports people in general who get to greet presidents and CEOs like it's nothing.
Just like that.
Just like that. But after that, what happens? We see some of them after their careers, they're washed off now. They're trying to, ask for favors here and there. Like, man, while you're playing, you had all this network afforded.
The doors were open.
The doors were open. What did you do with those doors? So this was Obama Cup, tackling unemployment through sports in 2017. And then this is 2017. I had gotten a renewal for my first contract. Now I'd gotten 2 years. I have more breathing space. And I'm thinking now, of course, I can continue with my postgrad in technology management. I can finance my blog. I've bought my domain and all that. It's working quite well. I even want to now grow the tournament to become bigger. But something also strange happened in 2017.
What?
When I was doing now this Obama Cup, tackling unemployment through sports, I've been blogging for probably more than a year now. I was able to use my blog to crowdfund for the tournament. So I raised money to do the tournament and had a surplus, which I contributed to the Strathmore University Scholarship Fund. This is what we are giving back as a result of this tournament. So I remember when I was going back to Geneva in 2017, I said, this is what I'm going to do. Like, this is, now I have my answer in terms of what next. So I remember while on the plane, I got this idea of, I'm going to set up the Football Foundation for Africa. And I tasked myself immediately. I landed in Geneva. I'm going to write a concept note for the Football Foundation for Africa. And the idea is, how do we get more investment going into grassroots football across Africa? Of course, starting with Kenya, because for me, the gap is at the grassroots level. So yeah, that's how I got to Geneva. I drew up the concept note. I think by then also, when this happened, my focus on my IT job kind of reduced. So I'm just doing what is required of me. I'm getting in at 9, by 5, I'm out. I'm going to do other things. I'm doing my technology management degree. And for every project I was being tasked in the technology management course, I would try to link it to football.
Wow.
Like I do some, for example, at some point I went to FIFA in Zurich to interview the guy who was in charge of the transfer marketing system then. So just writing a random email and organizing a visit. And this is for my master's. It's not for my day job. Because now I've identified this. This is where I'm going. I'm heading into the football space. And then, of course, had some issues with work. There was a lot of uncertainty as well where we were working. There was always threats of job cuts. That's a permanent feature of the UN. Like there's always restructuring and this kind of thing. So our team was managing this archaic email system, and there was always rumors that we were going to be let go.
Yes.
And other people. So the environment became a bit toxic, and it was also affecting me.
Yes.
So this was also another push. Like you need to get out of here. So now I'm not even looking at 5 years. Now I'm saying after these 2 years is done, I'm out of here, and I see what to do next. So yeah, that's.
And the 2 years ended, and you didn't renew.
I didn't renew. Actually, we have to be honest. What happened? My contract was supposed to ended in June 2018. You see, in 2017, when I've identified I'm going to set up the Football Foundation for Africa, I also get an email from, because I've been blogging and now my name is kind of out there. I get an email from an institution, it's a Football Business Academy. They have just started like a professional master in football business program in Geneva, and they're asking me to enroll in the course. And I was like, oh, okay, now this is perfect. I can enroll in this program because it was also online, at least the first bit. And then the second part of the course was on site in Geneva. And then you had to go for an internship and then come back to graduate. So I was supposed to be in the first cohort of these academy. But I couldn't because then I'm still doing my technology management. I have a full-time job. I felt it was becoming too much. So I think I did my last paper, now a postgrad in the technology management space, and I said, oh, now I have time. So I joined the second cohort of this program. And remember, it was around March, and that was my first encounter with Zoom. I don't think many people knew Zoom. No, most of us knew about Zoom when COVID
started. During COVID,
yeah. But our first class meeting was on Zoom, and there was these students from all over the world, primarily from Europe, and we are introducing ourselves, why we are interested in football, and why we want to work in the football business space. And I just remember I said, wow, these are the people I want to
be around.
Yeah. Like, the workplace is toxic, and these are the people I want to be around. To be honest, I didn't go to work the next day. Yeah, and that was in March.
This was what, 9 months before the end of your contract?
This was no, three months, because this is March 2018. Yeah, March 2018. My contract is ending in June 2018. So I say, hey, these are the people I want to be with. Like, I found my tribe. Yeah. So I didn't go to work the next day. A couple of days I went to the hospital. I got a sick leave because I claimed burnout. I got a sick leave, so I had enough time to do this course. It's online, but me, I'm at home. I can study. I can do assignments quite well. Like everything is set. I have sick leave. The letters are everything, and I'm good to go. In April, I remember I went to China, so that's a mistake I made with the course, because there was this SoccerX program.
Why was it a mistake?
A business, because it came to bite me later. You can't travel and you're on sick leave. And these people, they keep tabs on what you're doing. Yeah, but the sick leave was genuine. I probably won't go into details about that, but it was genuine, because the environment had just burnt me out. It was too much, and I remember I met this therapist, and I told him about what I'm doing, how I'm for me to get the letter, and he was like, yeah, you look like you know what you're doing. You look like somebody who's that place is not for you. You need to be in this other space, and that's where now you need to focus. Anyway, come end of May. My contract supposed to end of June. I get an email from HR that we're not going to renew your contract here at the UN, and I do a polite thank you.
That's what you wanted anyway.
That's what I wanted anyway. So thank you, and for me, I'm good. I'll come and do the
handover
clearance. So I remember I went back around mid-June, and of course, met with these people, and I think I met with was she an HR person? Yeah, I remember. I just talked to her. I told her like what had happened, all the mess that had happened in that department and all that, and they revoked my sick leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so you see, I've been away for 2 months. They revoked my sick leave. What this means, they'll have to recover their money before they clear me from the UN.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I had made some, I'd say, fortunate moves, or sometimes they're guided moves. I gave them their money. I was like, yeah, it's your 2 months salary.
Wow.
You clear me. I want to go. They were surprised they had that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, why did this guy get this money?
Where is he getting this money from?
Where is he getting this money from? Anyway, I cleared with the UN in June 2018, and July 1st, I announced on my LinkedIn that I'm now founder and CEO of the Football Foundation for Africa. And
this is power moves.
Like just to, like I have a plan, even though I didn't have much of a plan. And interestingly, that was July 2018. I've announced this. August, I go to Botswana. Yeah, why do I go to Botswana? When setting up the Football Foundation for Africa, now I'm looking for a co-founder because I'm seeing what I can do.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was this lady in the UN whose son was playing in the Geneva leagues, but more on a professional path because he was so good.
Yeah.
She was from Botswana, and the son was, and she was very supportive of the son.
Yeah.
And so we knew each other, but not very well. I just knew. So, but I approached her, say, I'm doing this, and I'm leaving the UN soon. I would like to go and establish this organization, and I would like you to be a co-founder because of the way I see your, supporting your son, or you're interested in football. And she was like really excited. And she was like, hey, Brian, I've always wanted to do a tournament in my village in Botswana, in Morocco, but I didn't know how to go about it.
Wow.
And I just told her, like, I've been doing tournaments in Nairobi now for 3 or 4 years. So we'll take the same concept, we'll take it to Botswana, and we'll go there in August. And this is July. And she was like, wow, that's a perfect plan.
Yeah.
So I remember August, I from Geneva, I went to Botswana in the village called Morocco in the northeast part. And there we did the FFA Cup. But the same theme, tackling unemployment through sports.
Yes.
Because when we said Obama Cup, for them, Obama is the US, so it looked like not a good brand.
Yes.
Because for them, they don't identify with Obama the way us Kenyans do, for example. Anyway, so yeah, found myself in Botswana, August 2018, and that's where I launched the Football Foundation for Africa. Because when I got to Botswana in this village, it was an election period. And because of what football is, these guys bring a tournament, politicians see an opportunity. So there was a minister, an assistant minister, and the local politicians have come. It's a big event.
At your lodge.
Exactly. They have come for the tournament. For me, it wasn't a launch. I was coming to do a tournament, but now I find a proper setup with government support, and people have come from Gaborone, the capital, to Morocco in the village for this tournament, FFA Cup. And my co-founder, she has sold me as this mysterious CEO.
So it's big shots know that they've come to meet big shots.
There's a big shot who is coming, and this guy is landing. So it was very interesting experience. We go into details around that because at some point there was a fallout after that because not all of it was really done in a proper way. So I had to send some money there even when I had gone back to Geneva. Yeah, because there was this big shot who was supposed to come. So people have been promised things. You know how these things worked in Africa.
Yes.
There's even those ladies who come to sing for politicians. Now you say, these ladies were not paid, food was not paid, and this kind of, me, I didn't know. Actually, when I got there in the morning, I took an overnight train from Gaborone to Francistown. And one memory that sticks with me, and also something that as Africans we need to think, is how big our continent and how connected it is. I was sleeping on this coach, and the other 3 guys were Botswana, and they were speaking a language that was similar to Luya.
Okay.
So I could hear some of their words. And I'm like, yeah, Africa is really one big continent, and we should live as such. Anyway, that said, I go to Francistown early in the morning. This lady is supposed to host me, nowhere to be seen. I went, like, where do I go? I tried to talk to the people around the station. They were like, the best place you can go, because now my roaming is not working very well. Go to KFC and sit there. They usually have Wi-Fi and this kind of thing. I arrived at 6. I was seeing my host around 10:30 in the morning. Anyway, that left all that
bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, but yeah, we went and did the tournament. It was amazing. When I got there in the morning, like, people didn't know me because the big guy is supposed to come. But then me, I get there, I get down to work because we need to mark the pitch. But then this young lady notices, like, this guy is not from here.
Yeah.
And she was part of the organizing team locally there. She walks up to me and is like, are you Brian? I'm like, yeah, I'm Brian. And I'm marking the pitch. I'm like, no, you should come and sit with the
VVIPs. Yes.
I'm okay.
Wow.
I'm fine. But then at some point she insists, like, go and sit here. And that's how it became the launch of the Football Foundation for Africa.
Yes.
So we started in July 1, 2018. We launched officially in August. And then I came back, did I do a tournament here in 2019? Yeah, we did a tournament, I think, in January or March, because there was one we had to postpone. But then by March 2019, I finished my 1-year program in professional football business. Yeah. And now I'm ready to come back home. Yeah.
And did you?
Yeah, I came back in March 2019. Let me get my timelines right, because I remember when I went to Botswana, this is after my contract is over. Usually they would give you the permit with a 3 months grace period. So
exit.
Yeah, I could exit and come back for 3 months. So I went to Botswana and came back, and now I have a 1 month. And my school, the Football Business Academy, is supposed to get me an internship.
I see.
Yeah, so they're supposed to get me an internship because that's part of the deal, the program. But they're struggling to get one for me, somewhere to go and work. I remember at some point I was supposed to go to CAF in Cairo. But at this point, my permit is already, I think, almost expired or just expired. So I don't get this opportunity because of returnability clause. If I leave for Cairo, I can't come back to Geneva. Yes. So the Egyptians, they deny me a visa. Even when we try to say we go to Cairo and then I'll go to Kenya, they say no, it doesn't work that way. And those are just rules and how things work. Anyway, in the meantime, I continue with my work for the Football Foundation for Africa. I'm organizing now the 4th edition of Obama Cup, which was in January 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so I plan even my visit. Yeah, I now have my bearings right. What happens in January 2019 is when we had Dusit.
The terror attack.
The terror attack.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had made all the plans for the tournament, and I was to come to do the tournament, and then Dusit happens. And at Dusit, we lost another one of our former teammates. I think there was a lot of noise around him because he was a very popular guy. He was called James Oduor, Cobra. Yeah, so he was one of the victims of Dusit. So even when I because I've already made my plans and everything, I come back, but we end up going for his funeral. And then we have to postpone the tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, that was in 2019.
Yeah.
But now I'm scheduled to graduate that 2019 and come back to Kenya now permanently. I'm done with life in Geneva, and I come back. We do the tournament then, and I now come back properly. The 4th edition of the Obama Cup. Yeah. And now I'm home. Like, now it's what's next.
Yes.
Yeah, I've set up the Football Foundation for Africa. It's not registered like legally or anything. Now that's the process I need to to start.
And your blog was still active?
My blog was still active, but now I also have my website. I'm trying to do, now the website for the organization is
What's your website name?
footballfoundation.africa.
Footballfoundation.africa.
Yes,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
So what's the organization about, that one? Because I want us to transition into the African Football Business Summit. Yes.
So I set up the Football Foundation for Africa with the sole intent of driving more investment into grassroots football. And I identified 3 areas that, I felt Africa was lagging.
Yeah.
And this was education, governance, and infrastructure.
Okay.
So when it comes to education, first I said we need to change how we educate players. And we need to emphasize on a dual career approach when it comes to developing African sports people, and in my case, footballers. So we should always insist on their education, pursuing their education beyond high school and tertiary, or a skill that they can either use as a fallback, but more important for you just to be a well-rounded individual and to be able to actively contribute to society. You need an education. Football alone is not enough. So that was education on one. The other side of education is educating the industry, because now I've been exposed to Europe. I've seen how these people are managing their things. I've done a year of football business. I've visited clubs here and there, and
gone to school.
Yes. Now we need to educate this industry around the business of sport, the business of football. And then governance. Africa and in global football, we struggle with governance. So cases of corruption are common, and I don't want to say African football is corrupt or anything. For it's just, how do we have better systems?
Yes.
How do we manage our clubs better? How do we manage our federations better? That's a governance issue. I said I'm going to advocate, and also it's part of education to bring better governance to African football. And then medium term, long term, now I'm dreaming. I want better infrastructure.
Yes.
I know the stadiums that people are putting up here, because even when I first arrived in Geneva, one of the things that stuck with me, the club that was playing there, Servette FC, had just been relegated. And they were having a problem with the council as to who continues to maintain the stadium, because it was very expensive. Wow. So me, when I'm coming back, I'm saying we shouldn't be building these huge facilities. These things are difficult to maintain, very expensive to maintain.
Yeah.
So what we need is sustainable facilities in the community, making them very accessible for young people to practice sport, and they should be multi-purpose.
Okay.
Like these are community assets, not the large stuff that we have, which are very expensive and difficult to maintain.
Unless it's the government maintaining them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I set up the Football Foundation for Africa on those 3 pillars when I started. And now in 2019, tournaments were the easy starting point, because now I have experience of doing tournaments. So that was going to be my initial focus.
Okay.
But something interesting happens. I come back in 2019. Of course, I've never run a business before.
Right.
It's just ideas. This is a concept paper. How do you now put this on the ground and start working? So some days were quite difficult in terms of, what do I do? What am I doing?
Because it sounds good in theory.
Yeah, it sounds this grandiose plan. And I remember then I had a very good friend, still a very good friend. He's called Edwin Seno. He runs OTB Africa.
Hold on that. So yes, Edwin Seno.
Edwin Seno is
Seno.
Seno, OTB Africa. Even before I came back home, he's one of the first people I came and told, like, yeah, man, I'm going to leave my job, and this is what I'm going to do. And he was like, bro, I'm here for you, because he's also an entrepreneur.
What does OTB Africa do?
They are an IT company. Okay. So for me, he has run business for a long time.
Yes.
I've known him since high school. We went to high school together, we went together to the university. So it's somebody I know quite well. So even before I leave Geneva, one of my visits, I told him, this is what I'm going to do. He had even sponsored a couple of my tournaments as OTB Africa.
Nice.
So I remember when I came back, he showed me even where to sit in his office, like, Brian, here is your...
We share this
we
corner,
share
that's
this,
your corner.
That's here is where you sit. There is the boardroom in case you need to have meetings. Karibu. So for me, this is somebody who's been like an angel in this journey, and is always been supportive. We have very few people like Edwin Seno and OTB Africa family. So that's where I used to go to work. But now, some of these days are just like, what's next? I have ideas, I'm writing them down, but there's
how does that translate to action and revenue?
And revenue.
Yes.
Me, I've not thought through some of these things.
Yes.
But I remember now in I think around August 2019, I see an email. Something about Football Heroes Awards and Russia, and so I'm thinking, because now the name is getting out there. Football Foundation for Africa is getting out there. So at first I assume like probably a scam or something, but I take keen interest, and then I see the Football Foundation has been nominated for the Football Heroes Awards, which will take place in Moscow, Russia, in September.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're asking for more info. I reply, because I say, I'm the founder and CEO. Remember, now I have nothing. It's not even registered. Like this. So how have these guys come across my? Anyway, I look into their website. I see there is indeed something happening. We have been nominated under the social responsibility category awards, and if you're the winner, you get to travel to Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, to Moscow for the awards. And I was like, okay. So of course I give them more information. This is what we have been doing. This is our vision and all that.
Did you win?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and at some point, as we were exchanging, I could tell, because they usually say they won't tell the winner until...
Yes, they'll hear the announcement.
They'll hear the announcement at the event, at the Gala Awards in Moscow. But at some point I had this sense like, I think...
It's ours.
I think this is ours.
What was that feeling like?
It was... who do I tell? How the people...
Edwin?
Edwin. Of course, Edwin is sitting there, so
he knows every step.
Guys, I come and show Edwin. Hey, boy, look at this man.
So you were feeling like you just like there was no feeling.
It was exciting. But you're not sure. This is just 1 year. Like I've done it for barely a year, and you have this, because now they told us, you're the winners, but don't announce. This will be announced at
the event.
At the event in Moscow. Now let's take care of your logistics,
travel,
flight, and all this to come to Moscow. I think it's on September 19th or thereabouts. Those were the dates. Yeah, and I get into the
system
plans of going to Russia now to get these awards. As I'm looking into the awards, I see one of the people who is going to be a guest is Francesco Totti. For those who have been in the football space, he's an Italian legend. He's one of the top players who has ever graced our television screens and all that. So I say, hey, this guy is going to be there. I'm going to be there. I have to take a selfie. Like that. Now, for me, it was not the award.
It was a legend.
It was a legend. It was Francesco Totti. I have to take a picture with Francesco Totti. Anyway, so we get into the plans, visit the embassy, challenges. I didn't like the embassy experience then for other issues. They give me a 2-day visa, 48 hours.
So you land.
You attend the awards.
And then you're out that night.
Out of the country.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it is what it is. They're paid for the flight, they're paid for everything. And I'm going to Russia.
Did you get the selfie with Francesco?
So these awards are in the evening, like 7 p.m.
Yes.
I'm scheduled to land around midday, to land in Moscow. I get to Moscow, the airport, as we are queuing to give our passports. Of course, I give out my passport, and somebody taps me on the back, security, the airport, immigration people. Like, come with us.
What?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I know I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah,
and,
you just landed on the queue.
I just landed on the queue, and there's somebody waiting for me outside to take me to the hotel.
Yes.
Anyway, we get to a place, and I find other people, mostly Africans, in this space. We have all been kind of detained. As they check whether we are here for legitimate reasons.
Oh my word.
Anyway, and I can't really communicate with the people
outside or the
and tell them this is up, the organizers. So I'm just trying to, and these guys are communicating in Russian.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling you anything. So I was there for about 5 hours at the airport. And they are checking. At some point, they told me, like, they checked my luggage and all these things. They even told me at some point to open my phone gallery. I showed them pictures of me in snow. Just two, snow. When I was in Geneva. Like, yeah. And so they're looking at me like, okay.
Oh, no.
At some point, they let me go. And then I think that I'd given the number for the people who were waiting outside, so they communicate and they let me go. But now I'm late for the event. The event has started. Me, I'm still in my, I like to travel in tracksuit and this kind of thing. I have to go to the hotel. So I remember there's chauffeurs and everything, 5-star treatment.
In your tracksuit?
Yeah, I get to the hotel now. Of course I'm in a tracksuit. I'm going to the hotel. Quickly to change, shower. The lady waiting for me. The venue is next door.
Oh, okay. It's not
for the award, it's next door. So you change, get into your suit, and everything, and then we are going to the awards. Did that within 15-20 minutes. I was ready. So we go into the awards ceremony. Yeah. And as we get there, like, the host or the floor manager is like, it's just time for him to go up on stage. Yeah. So I've arrived, and it's your awards are being announced now. So they announced the 3 nominees for this category, and me, I'm there. Of course, I know now I'm the winner. Yeah. But then now the host, he says, and to present this award is Francesco Totti.
The guy, your idol, your football idol.
Exactly. So I was just like, this is my world.
It's divine.
This is it.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to the football world.
My God.
Yeah, like, this is home for me.
So he called your name.
Yeah,
he called your company.
The host called the guy to
go up
to
there
present the award
read,
and read, and then he called now the winner of the award is the Football Foundation for Africa. So I went up, I go up on stage, and I shake hands with
and of course, everyone is taking a photo now.
Everyone is
the main press.
And I remember I got the photos are there. This shaking Totti's hand, got the awards with the trophy, and
Did you cry?
No, I don't cry easily.
Okay. I mean, you are going just to struggle to find a selfie.
No way.
This man calls out your less than a year old company, and it's more than a selfie. It's news.
Yeah,
and you're on stage with him.
On stage with this guy, but it was good. But I think I also just went into a zone, and they gave me the microphone to do a short speech and all that.
What did you say?
The only part I remember is I dedicated it to my friend. Obama, yeah, this is for you. So and it was a good night. Like
after 7 hours at immigration.
At immigration, and this is what happens. And now they did we continued the ceremony a bit, and then there was the how do you say it? The after party. But for me, I remember when I got to the hotel. Yeah. I think it was even 7-star. It was not the usual.
It was.
It was not the usual stuff. And I said, after this award ceremony, I'm going to sleep.
Like, you forgot your 48-hour deadline.
I'm going. See, I have 48 hours. I think my flight was to leave. My flight was I was to go to the airport the next day at noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, I've arrived at this. I still have time to leave. I said I'm going to sleep in this room because this doesn't happen.
This is a palace.
This is a palace. Anyway, after the ceremonies, these guys were like, yeah, we're going to do an after party. There's another club out here that we are going to. So I was 50-50.
Which 51?
Do I sleep? Do I go to...
So which one won?
The after party won. So I remember I went into the after party space, and it was, now there's a few other celebrities who are in the room. You know, now these Spanish players, Fernando Morientes, Fernando Hierro, you know, the people I grew up watching on TV or in the Champions League. These people are there with you. And
they're taking now selfies.
We're taking selfies, but there's also photos of those guys that are taking, of course. There's ladies who have flocked around. And actually, a funny incident I remember is one lady asked me, so which team did you play for? He thought it was one of the
French players.
One of the French players and legends, and I was like, I ran the Football Foundation for Africa. I think she immediately lost interest, and so for me, I continued. I continued with my night.
Your foundation.
Now you know.
Your foundation. It was not winning you any points in Russia.
Exactly. So yeah, I continued my vodka because vodka was flowing in Russia.
Easily.
Yeah, it was.
Home of vodka.
Yeah, and the next thing is I hear my hotel phone ringing, like, your car is downstairs. We need to get you to the airport.
Wait, you were out until 10 a.m. the following day?
No. For me,
after party.
We had an after party, and whatever happened at the after party,
you do not know.
We don't know. Like, it was a good night, like just have fun. So I think they took me back to the hotel.
Yeah,
and
you don't remember those little details.
Those little details, and just hear the room phone. Your car is here. We need to rush you to the airport. So I didn't even see Russia then. Like, if somebody had told me, have you been to Russia? I wouldn't be able to
say yes.
To say yes or no. But anyway, this was now 2019, and I come back to Kenya, to Nairobi. A lot of silence. You know, a few people have started to
notice
say,
you.
Hey, who's your award ni ya nini? You know, they're asking, hey man, that was Toti. You know, they're talking about the pictures. They have pictures with Morientes. They have pictures with Aldea. This FFA is a big thing. Now, 2020, we organized the 5th edition of Obama Cup. January 2020. Now it has grown from 5 teams in 2016. We are now doing 20 teams, including 4 women's. We introduced the women's competition for the first time in 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
And quite a success. Now things are happening.
Opening up.
Yeah. Now I have my after the tournament. Now I start to think about my calendar for the year. You know, our tournaments and how we are going to theme them, and the climate and the health. I'm coming with a very UN mind to things, and I know how to talk to certain quarters, and this is going to be the strategy: grassroots football tournaments, and build on that until But then after this tournament, we start hearing about COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything grinds to a halt.
Everything kind of grinds to a halt. Of course, I've just come back home.
Yes.
Now, what next?
What next?
Yeah.
And there couldn't be a next because there wasn't a next for everybody because it was a global pandemic.
It was a global shutdown.
Yes.
So what do we do? So we still used to go to the office.
Yes.
Do a few things.
Yes.
Try to develop ideas, but you can't talk to people.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And you have to go home by 7,
curfew hours.
So how did the business summit, Africa Football Business Summit, how did it come up?
So that's now the COVID story. Because now during COVID, people start organizing webinars. Everybody's organizing webinars. In the sports world, now I'm also trying to learn more about the industry. I'm attending a lot of webinars around sports and what sports is. But one thing I realize is that there are no webinars coming from Africa around sports business. So I said I'm going to organize
a webinar.
But something interesting as well, I think I missed a small detail. Before COVID, in March, there was supposed to be a World Football Summit in Durban, South Africa, and they had registered to go because now this is me networking into the industry. But because of COVID, it didn't happen. but now I've already tried to make contact with the people who are behind it. And one of them is Gareth Davids, who was their local contact in South Africa. World Football Summit is Spanish. So I get in touch with Gareth Davids, and you guys, this was all set up, and now people are organizing webinars. I'm sure you have the contacts for us to organize a webinar and, do something, because there's nothing coming from Africa. And we organized something, I think we called Africa Football Conference or something. We organize something, I get a few guests, he gets a few guests, we do an online webinar, and then that's it. But then I start to think, what can we do?
Yeah.
And I come up with the idea of organizing the Africa Football Business Show.
Okay.
So I say I'm going to organize a series of 6 TV shows, webinars, and that's it. We were expecting COVID to disappear within a few months and all that. So I drew up the concept for the Africa Football Business Show. Of course, I come from a tech background. I know investigate what tools I can use. In one of these chance coincidence, networking meetings that are happening, I connect. It was being organized by somebody from Egypt, but I connect with a Kenyan media personality, journalist. So I share with her this idea of organizing the Africa Football Business Show. So I said, I'm going to be doing the content, you do the hosting. And we meet, we talk, we agree.
Okay. And you hosted that for how long?
I did that for most of
2020.
Most of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do the first 6, and then we have a fallout, and she decides to do her own show. I take over the hosting of the Africa Football Business show.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm doing shows. These initial guests that I had, now see there's a nice platform in Africa, good platform in Africa, solid content. So they're introducing me to different industry players, not the people on the pitch necessarily, but the people outside.
Yes.
So I approach these guys, and I'm just developing topics and finding guests, and we have a season 1, a season 2, a season 3, and this is what now propelled FFA to that global space. And that's why I tell people sometimes COVID was a blessing. Yeah. So that's what propelled FFA to the global space. And at some point in 2022, I even got Arsene Wenger to be on the program with the former Arsenal, now FIFA head of global football. Anyway, so as I'm organizing this Africa Football Business Show, I'm just at the back of my mind, there was a World Football Summit supposed to happen, which didn't happen. I'm thinking to myself, where is the space where African football sports industry stakeholders come together to chart a way forward for the industry?
Yes.
We don't have.
There wasn't one.
There wasn't one. There was nothing. So that's how, now from Africa Football Business Show, I said I'm going to do Africa Football Business Summit.
When was your first one?
My first one was in 2022. So I remember when I got this idea, I was actually with another friend, colleague that I really like, Collins Marita, also a former player of Strathmore. During COVID, we spent a lot of time with him. We were always working together. And I just stand up from my desk one day and said, I'm going to organize the Africa Football Business Summit. And then he looks at me like, where did you get that idea now? I tell him, we're going to do it in Rwanda. Yeah, because by then Rwanda is coming up in the sports business. They're doing the Visit Rwanda stuff. They're looking like these guys are open to these kind of ideas. Kenya is still not, understanding the potential of sports and sports business and how it should be conducted. So that was
2022, your first edition. 2023 was your second
edition.
And your third?
2024, we did the third edition.
So it's an annual summit?
It's an annual summit.
Whose purpose is to?
Bring together industry stakeholders to chart the way forward for the industry, and also just to catalyze different projects, collaborations that could happen when people come together. For me, I believe when people come together in an authentic platform, then magic happens. And some of the magic has already happened, even though we are not directly involved. Like the Africa Football Business Summit is having a huge impact on the industry.
So what are some of those fruits that you have seen, that those things are the magic that has happened since inception? Those 3, 4.
3
Yes.
editions now. We're organizing. The 4th one is coming up in October. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm really proud of, like we've partnered with ISDE Law Business School, and they have a global program on sports management and global skills. And now 4 Kenyans have, actually 5, have gone through the program on scholarships directly linked to the Africa Football Business Summit. Actually, 2 of them just reached out the other day. One was graduating in Madrid, and they were saying thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And the other one had just secured an internship with Genius Sports, which is one of the biggest sports tech companies in the world. And they're also just appreciating and saying, Brian, by the way, we can link Genius Sports to the African market, and I think FFA is a good platform for them, and now they are keen on coming for the Africa Football Business Summit this year.
What happens at the summit? How long is it?
It's 2 days usually, so it's a typical conference. With just panel discussions, presentations from different professionals around football and sports in general, because football is just the catch.
Okay.
Whatever you do in football impacts the entire sports industry. So, yeah, typical networking. So the other impact is, now Akakoro Football Academy, they're building a fully fledged academy in Homa Bay County. And that relationship actually started at the first Africa Football Business Summit in 2022.
Wow.
And they're going to launch this academy this year, complete boarding school and all that. So I try to tell people this is the kind of impact this event is supposed to have. Usually when you tell Kenyans and Africans, pay $200 or $150 to attend this kind of events, they're like, why should I pay all this much to go and sit somewhere for 2 days? No, it's not about those 2 days. It's what you can build from those 2 days. So
and the people you meet there.
And the people you meet there, that's how we co-create, for each other.
Yeah.
And also that's one of the reasons, I never give up. Like organizing a summit is difficult.
It's challenging.
I think it's one of the most, I say I'm addicted to it.
You're addicted to the pain.
You're addicted to the
challenges.
The challenges, because at the end of the day, you expend so much of yourself, but there's very little support. But then when you hear the feedback, especially from the people who come and you see these kind of things happening, just yesterday somebody called me from Sierra Leone. He came for the 2nd summit and he was like, Brian, I have this idea. We have a piece of land here and we want to put up an academy here anchored on agribusiness project. I'm like, yeah, these are the kind of things we need in the industry. And he's calling me saying, Brian, you have inspired me. I don't know, but these guys, this is the kind of thing the summit can do for the industry in Africa, and not just for football or for sports, for our young people. Africa needs to invest in systems that will support young people. Yeah, that's where we are really lacking. And for me, that more and more that has become my passion. It's not football. It's to create for young people of this continent, because for somebody who had the opportunity to go abroad, and I believe I'm talented, I'm intelligent, but still I was in a system that did not appreciate what I could deliver. What about these other young people that I see on our continent, and we are still, trying to tell them the epitome of success is to go. Yeah, we need to create for them here, and they need to be conditioned to also make the change here.
Yes.
So that more and more has become my passion when it comes to the African continent and what we do. Football is just the platform.
Yeah, it's the hook. Football is the hook.
Then what we do the football to empower and create for our young people. That's the business. That's what we need to do.
So, for example, like the young, you said a young boy called you recently, young man, who said, they want you to hold their hand into how they can, be profitable. from football, playing football. So these are young men who knows they have the skill. Maybe they've looked internationally and they compare themselves maybe to Lionel Messi, and they're like, I'm even better than this guy. And it could be, that they are. So, and there are many like that who would be watching and seeing, wow, Brian is there. So is the summit a gateway for them to learn how sports, or even, food, because Africa is really football, or how football can be lucrative. So it's not just entertainment, but it's lucrative. They can, they can omoka using football or whichever sport they play. Does the summit bring those synergies together?
Yes, it does. And I've tried as much as possible to push this because, like you said, it's the people you meet. Yes. It's the knowledge. It's about how do we think of football as a business and what are the opportunities it creates for you as a player who is coming into that space. It could open up an opportunity to move abroad because agents come, football agents come, but that's not the only. You meet scientists, statisticians. We've had people come from all the way from Brazil to demonstrate their tech innovations. You could be a footballer, but you could also do tech within a space that you're, accustomed to. So channeling that passion you have for football into something football related, I think is very powerful. So the summit is this kind of platform. It's open for everybody, and it's there to open up minds to what the football industry can be or should be in Africa, and not just a business. Just yesterday, I think the day before yesterday, I was trying to question, is football really a business? And my conclusion is, actually football is an ecosystem enabler.
Okay.
Football is connected to everything. So we can start to connect it to health, to education, to tourism, and we need to do that intentionally. Now it's happening almost without people really putting in the right strategies. We are hosting Chan 2024, but there was zero marketing around this tournament. I mean, lost opportunity. How many young people would have been employed had we packaged this tournament well? But then again, we need to look at this as lesson learned. We have another one coming back, or can even plan ahead for more of these kind of things. But when you think of it as an ecosystem enabler, also just think of how football or sports institution should be anchored in our communities. I think it's very important. We have lost that over time. When I was playing, I could play in the estate, I could play at school. Now everything is going into the academies that are paid to play. I mean, that's a natural progression of any industry that's growing. But are we really thinking of the connections into football and how we are leveraging them for the development of the continent? Football is a nation builder. That's why we have national teams competing against each other. A footballer, if you play to the national team level, you're like a soldier, you're like a diplomat. You're going to compete for your country. You're going to represent your country. How come they're not being educated or trained to this level? So that's where we need to be moving. It's not just about playing. We had an event here, we cheer. Football is also, for me, I say sometimes that's how we lose the essence of what we need to do. It excites people very quickly. And then when it's done, it's done. Everybody's like, okay. So we need people who are thinking beyond the football. And that's what you see in the developed sports economies in Europe. They will not just host a tournament for the sake of hosting a tournament. These people put in place plans, 5 years. By the time they're hosting, they're thinking even of a series of tournaments that they're going to target to bring certain value to their societies. But here it's more or less haphazard. And people don't want to do the hard work, the thinking work, the strategic work that needs to be put into place to make sure that we develop or we benefit from sports. You'll see it in many conferences. Sports is big business. Big business for who? How many people in this continent are running big business in sports, in football?
Wow.
How many?
How many?
Show me. For me, even in Kenya, there is almost zero. There's a few players who have managed to go abroad. They have earned millions of dollars even. but where is their impact? You know, I look at football pitches, maybe when I was playing 20 years ago, and I see they haven't even been improved. You know,
same pitches.
Same pitches, even some of them worse. Some of them now you have buildings have gone up in those pitches. So what big business are we talking about? So instead of just saying football is big business, can we start to interrogate what we as Kenyans, we as Africans need to do with football? It doesn't necessarily have to be what Europe is doing or what other jurisdictions are doing. We have to come up with models that work for our country, that will uplift masses and not just, you know, help one or two to succeed, and then we start using them as you see, you can be the next so and so, you can be the next so and so. No. That's not sustainable. Yeah. We need to show these people you can play football here, you can play to the highest level, but you need also to develop your life to the highest level possible. You know, and you should find pride in playing here. Yeah. And that pride needs to translate into love for your country, love for your continent, and wanting your continent to be better. Yeah. So that's what football gives you. That's what sports gives people. Yeah. But if we don't think strategically about that, then we are losing out.
Right.
Yeah. Ours will always be those, you know, cycles of excitement, and you know, they come, they go, they come, they go. But still, I'll be getting calls. Come on, Brian, help me to get to a club to Europe. We are sitting on what we call the biggest youth dividend. Do we think all these people are going to fit in opportunities in Europe?
We have to create.
We have to create them here, and we have to empower them to also be able to be creators here, because that's what's needed for us to progress as a country, as a continent.
Yes. Yeah. So tell us, when is the upcoming Africa Football Business Summit? When and where, and what is, I don't know if you have themes per summit. You could talk to us about that as we...
So the next Africa Football Business Summit will be on the 23rd and 24th of October in Mombasa. That's why I look stressed.
Why? If it's Mombasa, you're feeling the way you felt in Russia.
No, the planning can take its toll on you. But yeah, the first time we are moving it out of Nairobi, so we'll be at City Blue Creekside Hotel in Mombasa. And yes, we do have a theme. Actually, it's investment, governance, and grassroots excellence. So this is important for us, and actually speaks to why we started the Football Foundation for Africa, because we need investment. But for investment to come in, we need to improve our governance structures. And in my view, and that's what I've always advocated for, we need to start with the grassroots, where the masses are. If we don't get the grassroots right, we'll always have these shiny roof, as one of my good friends says, Dr. Gerard Akindes. It's akin to having a house with a shiny roof but no walls and a weak foundation. So we need to start with the grassroots and make sure that it's working. Like, participation is quality. When your kid is at 7, 8 years old, they can access a quality facility, enjoy sports for what it is first, and then look if it's a career option for them, either to play or to manage. You know, me growing up, nobody told me I could manage sports or I could be an entrepreneur in the sports space. Yeah, but now those opportunities are opening up. We need to create them. We need to bring in more investment into the space to support specifically the development of grassroots football in Africa. And like I said, to link this now to other industries, agribusiness, mining, oil and gas. How do we create an ecosystem that works, instead of just saying we have this product and we want to sell? So yeah, that's the Africa Football Business Summit, 23rd and 24th of October at the Creekside Hotel in Mombasa, and the theme is investment, governance, and grassroots excellence.
So who can come?
This is an open platform from policymakers, so people in government, people in the sports sector, running clubs at different levels, CEOs, people who are just interested in the sports space, students keen on
looking at the camera.
Students keen understanding the sports business space. There are also a lot of people that I encounter who want to transition from what I call the traditional careers into sports. So these are people who are welcome to attend as well. And yeah, we expect quite high level participations even for networking diplomats. Sports diplomacy is deeply under explored in Africa. So we have diplomats who have attended our summits before, and these are people you can interact with. And like the game itself, when we do the Africa Football Business Summit, we kind of insist on equality, level playing pitch. Come and talk to anybody. See what is there, see what we can do as a country, as a continent, in terms of pushing the sports agenda forward.
So for people who want to reach out to you personally, regarding the themes, the topics, maybe that those who want to speak at the event, or they can recommend a speaker they're connected to, or they want to exhibit their merchandise, or they want to help you organize. There's many things that go into just putting a successful event, a summit together, especially an international one. How can they reach you?
So we have an email that is afbs@footballfoundation.africa. AFBS is the acronym for Africa Football Business Summit. I also encourage people to follow us, especially on LinkedIn. We are the Football Foundation for Africa. That's where you see the planning that's going into the summit. And we are very much open to, we need delegates, we need partners, we need sponsors, people who are keen on investing in the sports industry in Africa, learners, people who want to manage the sport in the future. It's an excellent platform, and I'd really encourage as many people as possible to be with us in Mombasa.
And especially for me, I think I would also have a clarion call for parents who, because you find these parents who can see my child is talented in this sport, football or rugby or basketball, whether girl or boy. And I think for parents being at your summit, they would get to connect, get their questions answered, and then be able to make informed decisions together with so your kids may be in school during that time, but as a parent, you could choose to, pay to attend, get enlightened, and then you won't just be sending your child to the pitch to play. You will be like, wow, I networked with Francesco, is that his name? I networked with Francesco, and he advised this way. So it gives opportunities for parents to, you're not listening to what I call second or third hand advice, but the summit offers people who have been there, they have fallen, they have risen, and they have proof that this would work and this will not work. So the biggest benefit is the networking and getting answers.
For sure. I think parents are a very important demographic in this space. Even where I sit, I get a lot of calls from parents because they see what I do. And they're always asking me the same question. My son is very talented. What do I do with them? Sometimes I'm tempted to tell them, I'm not even a parent. How do I advise you what to do with your with your child? But looking at it from the other side, it's a very important conversation because usually they're asking where should I take my child as for an academy? And some of these academy owners, they actually attend the summit. So it's good that we create that space where they can answer this very important question, because just the same way you'd be choosing a school for your child is the same way you should be choosing an academy for your son or daughter. So parents, I think it's a very important platform for you. You get to understand what the football industry is. If you're advising your son or daughter to go into the football sports space, you need to be aware of what are the career opportunities that are available in that space. So definitely parents are an important demographic for the Africa Football Business Summit.
I thought so too, because we have children who you finish school and both the parent and the child are clueless on how to help this child, and most parents perhaps have the ability to pay expensive education, but the child is not interested in that. What the child is interested in, the parent doesn't know where to find it, because you see it's sport. So I feel like it's a gold mine for parents who have sport-talented kids. Is that even how to say it? Yeah, I think it's a good thing. So what are your final words? Why do you keep saying yes every day, despite the challenges, despite the lack of support from even the people you expect to support you? Because, you have walked together, and I know all of those stories. But why do you wake up every day and say yes? And how do you advise people who, like you, whatever it is they do has its own starts and stops and discouragement. But you wake up every day, even when you're not sure of what you're doing, even when you know you'll be disappointed. Every day you say yes to that call.
I think I've alluded to this slightly. For me, I told myself at some point, I'm going to work for the youths of Africa using my gifts. Wow. And my gifts are intellect and football.
Oh, I like that.
Those are my gifts. And I said, every day, in everything I do, I'm going to work for the youths of Africa to make sure that I elevate them to the global stage and make sure they are recognized as equal players, contributors to the global agenda, and that's to move society forward. So every day I wake up for the youths of Africa with my two talents, intellect and football.
And football.
Yeah.
And it's a good question to ask, why are you waking up every day? Who are you waking up for every day? So you have a compelling why, you have a compelling reason. And that's the youth of Africa. So for you, I guess, because those things are personal, who are you waking up for every day? And sometimes you may not have an answer. But if you keep asking that question, I feel sometimes that the answer just shows up. The way you wanted to leave the UN, you didn't know how. And then as you were pub hopping, it came to you that 5 years, I'll be out of here. And it didn't even get to the 5 years. But it just came like that. You did not go to a meditation retreat. You were not in a religious, service. It just came. Yeah, because you knew there was more in you.
Yeah. So I did a bit of research around it. So bar hopping is not such a bad thing, by the way. Yeah. That's when your inhibitions are lowest, and probably your mind is at its best, free to think. So that's where you get these wild ideas of going to set up the Football Foundation for Africa and waking up every day to make sure that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's not such a bad thing.
It's not
it worked for you.
It worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution, okay? Proceed with caution. But Brian Wesaala, thank you so much for coming to our podcast today. And go read his stories on his blog, which is?
BrianWesaala.com.
And he didn't even say it. BrianWesaala.com. Find all his stories there. Then find him on LinkedIn if you want to participate and partner and collaborate with him for the upcoming Africa Football Business Summit or for any other thing. You've heard he wakes up every day for the youth of Africa. So if he's, your kind of vibe, get in touch. He's accessible to you. Final words before we go? So you did a TV show before. So you just say nini, outro.
I thought I already did my...
Do an outro.
Outro. That's a tough one.
Why?
Anyway, Brian Wesaala, founder and CEO of the Football Foundation for Africa. Out here to elevate the youths of Africa through my passions, my talents, and that's intellect and football. Thank you.
Wonderful. And until the next conversation, this is What's Your Story Africa podcast. We also wake up for the people of Africa in the areas of health, education, agriculture, economy. And our conversation today, I hope of many, which was around sports, that has graduated into this expanded vision of just making it all work together into this powerful, resourceful ecosystem for the youth of Africa. We say, ciao.